Hey, I'll tell you, there's a lot of podcasts out there, but I love our intro music.
Yeah, that's ours is great.
I'm so tired right now, and I hear that, and I'm like, yeah, let's talk about hockey. Let's do it. So you'll notice there's some changes today. I am Chris Mazzotti, your host today, because Rich Masucci, unfortunately, cannot make it with us, and Scott is also off saving lives, hopefully, and even Jamie Austin that was supposed to come in.
Our guest host this week.
And too many people apparently got hurt this weekend. He's in surgery, so we lost our resident expert because we were going to get to the bottom of unfit to play.
Yep.
What it means. So we'll see what's going on here. I'm, of course, Chris Mazzotti is with me. They said everybody's fine.
Yeah. Well, it came out
literally
after,
said everybody's fine.
Yeah.
Like, because that was my first instinct. Like, oh, geez, I hope his family's okay and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It came out that it was a family emergency, and now everybody is okay. But he did leave the bubble, and I mean, good. I agree with Tuukka's decision. I mean, family before hockey. 100%.
I am obviously 100%. But it was just weird.
Yeah.
The way they did it is way it was like he just left.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and the teammates are like, oh well, he's got to go, and everyone's like, but his family's fine. They literally said everybody's fine.
Yeah.
And so I was like, because I was talking to Scott online about it, and Scott's like, well, if somebody's hurt, I'm like, no, I get that, but they literally said everybody's fine.
I mean, Tuukka gets a bad rap.
I thought about it afterwards. I'm like, maybe they just it's HIPAA, privacy.
Yeah.
They didn't want everybody knowing whatever, but
I mean, he gets a bad rap for having a bad attitude sometimes.
Well,
but I mean,
when he comes in going like, whatever that first round was, and then you lay a couple stinkers in the first game, and then you take off, it doesn't look too good. I
don't think Boston has anything to worry about. Halak's when you have two starting goaltenders, really.
And Halak's been great.
Yeah, he was great during the regular season.
Yeah.
He carried them pretty good. So.
Well, we also, when we left last week, we were talking about the lottery. And boy, did Christmas come early for Rangers fans. Because I was watching a video a few weeks ago. It was about nightmare scenarios from the qualifying round.
Yeah.
And for each team, like, what's the nightmare scenario? Nightmare scenario for Pittsburgh Penguins is you get kicked out by Montreal and the Rangers take the pick. Well, the Rangers took the pick. And man, did you see that in slow motion?
I did.
You watched that Toronto ball, hits the post, comes out, knocks the Ranger ball right in there. Thank you, Toronto.
Yeah. Well, now we've got Ballgate going on though, because the ball handler dropped the Rangers ball.
Oh my God!
It went in, so
ridiculous.
It has to be weighted.
I try to tell people, like, you ever really handle ping pong balls? If you're trying to not, first of all, they're super delicate.
Yeah.
If you hold a ping pong ball too hard, it's gonna dent. You can't put a dented ping pong ball in that machine.
No.
It's gonna screw everything up.
Yeah.
All those balls have to be perfectly round.
Yep.
And so there's you're holding it ever so gently over the thing. It's your fifth one.
Yeah.
There's like they're new. So there's probably like a little bit of a
little slick
powder or whatever on there. They have a kind of a coating to them.
Yeah.
And he just dropped it. It didn't go like thunk, it didn't crush through the other balls or anything.
Well, I didn't watch it, and I was on Reddit. On the hockey subreddit, reading the comments, everybody's like, he dropped the ball. So I'm thinking the guy dropped it on the floor.
No, that's what I said. I didn't see him drop any ball. I had to go back and look
watch
at
the video, and then you just see it he drops it into the thing on accident, and then he picks it back up and he holds it and he puts it back down in.
And that happens because that thing has a slot in the side just for that reason, right? But hey, what a difference a day makes.
Oh, really? Yeah.
The Rangers go from being swept to being the bells of the ball.
Oh,
really. And what does this mean to the Rangers going forward?
I think, we kind of got into the discussion a little bit last week, and what do they do? Do they trade the pick? Do they trade down? I don't see the Rangers trading down. I think you would see the largest revolt of Rangers fans on the face of the earth if they traded that pick down.
I'll tell you, Scott was talking to me about they should trade it to LA for that center, and I'm like,
but
it's not a terrible idea. But if you got this guy, and I've been watching his highlights, he looks crazy good. Lafreniere looks crazy good.
Yeah.
Do you let him go?
No,
really?
God, no.
I mean, even JD's like, you don't let
JD pretty much all but said
JD pretty much said, like, you don't let this kind of player go.
No.
Like, you take him.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I mean, maybe, you let him play left wing for a couple years and try to slot him in as a center.
I think I'm just pessimistic because I've been looking at the Glenn Sather history of the Rangers.
Yeah.
And it is brutal. It's brutal. Hugh Jessamine, brutal. Bobby Sanguinetti, brutal. Elias Anderson, brutal.
Yeah.
Like, we could have picked anyone else in that top 10. They'd be an NHL player right now.
Yep.
Anybody else. And we had to pick that kid.
Yep.
Who, by the way, his value, boom.
Oh, through the floor. He doesn't even want to play in the NHL.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done.
He's done. Wasted draft pick, number 7 overall.
Yep.
Terrible.
Yep.
Terrible. Meanwhile, I'm watching, what team? They got such good young players, and I'm thinking, why don't the Rangers have that team's scouts?
Right.
It was Vancouver. Vancouver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was Vancouver. Jim Benning, great job.
Yeah.
Great job.
I mean, we get to see all that young talent here in Utica, too.
I mean, we may as well just go right into it.
Yeah.
Right? Vancouver, St. Louis. Let's just get into it. Because we know the Rangers' number 1 pick is going to be great. We're looking forward to it. But we got hockey going on right now.
Yeah.
Everybody we know we're Rangers fans. But Vancouver.
Yep.
Comets parent club.
Yep.
Right? They're doing outstanding.
They're playing great. Vancouver, they're up 2-1 right now,
2 games to 1, man. Last night's game went to overtime. Another reason why I had trouble getting to sleep. I've been watching these games all the way to the end.
Yeah.
The night games, please, when that went to overtime, I'm like,
What time did that game start?
10:30.
10:30. Yeah, 10:30
so
or 11.
It was after 2 when it finished.
Yeah.
And by the way, Mike Milbury, could somebody throw a shoe at him? Because even suggesting that they get rid of overtime for the playoffs is the most asinine thing I ever heard.
What are they going to do? What was his suggestion to do instead?
Go to a shootout or something.
For playoff hockey? No.
Because of the 4 overtimes the other day. It's like, they got to end this. Yeah, you know how you end it? Score a goal.
Yeah.
When both teams are just, we're just getting it down the ice, that's on them.
Right.
That's not on us. That's on them. The coaches should be furious with them that they're just skating back and forth.
Yep.
Nobody was even shooting for a whole overtime.
Yeah.
So, getting back to Vancouver, they're beating the Blues right now. What have you thought? Have you gotten to watch a lot of this?
I haven't gotten to watch a lot of this series. I mean, I'm pretty sure I picked Vancouver to win it.
I picked Vancouver, too.
In my bracket.
And let me tell you, the refs have it in for Vancouver.
Oh, yeah. Well,
because
always.
They are getting abused. Like, straight up abused. They literally last night, I think it was Stetcher, took an elbow to the head on, a board play. And it was bad. Like, the guy comes flying in and just, boom, right to the head of Stetcher. Goes down. He's wobbly when he gets back to the bench. He probably should have brought off for concussion protocol.
Yeah.
But they did not. Meanwhile, for Tannen, his foot barely grazed the player. It was not intentional at all.
Right.
Again, it was like a poor play. Player went down, boot, in overtime, called the penalty. I was like, are you kidding me? You just let, murder go past you over here. And a guy kicks a guy's blade by accident. It was legit accident. And the player, it didn't affect anything. It wasn't like it was leading to a breakaway. Nothing.
Right.
and they blow the whistle and call the. I was floored. I was like, I've been seeing some videos online of Canucks fans really giving it to the refs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I feel ya. But man, after last night's game, I'm like, oh, it was egregious.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And it's my complaint all the time. If what's penalty needs to be a penalty across the board.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're doing because one game there'll be like 16 calls.
Well, yeah. Look at the first game of the Rangers-Carolina series.
There were 16 calls in that game.
Yep.
And then the next game, there's 2.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, can we get the crews together to understand how this works? Like, they used to do makeup calls.
Yeah.
I don't think you see them as much.
No, they don't anymore.
And it used to really annoy me when you get a makeup call. I'm really missing them these playoffs because the calls are so bad. Like that Virtanen call last night was awful.
Yeah.
They kill it off. In fact, Blues had a power play with less than 3 minutes left.
Yep.
And then they had when Reyes overtime started. The Blues didn't get one shot in either of those power plays.
Vancouver's got an awesome penalty kill.
I mean, and it's really funny to me how this Vancouver unit very much looks to me like the 2014-15 Comets.
It almost is.
I know. Well,
Really?
4 of them,
Yeah.
Some of those guys actually just missed that, but they were still under Travis Green the next year.
The next year, yeah.
Like Motti and Roussel.
Yep.
And, of course, Bo Horvat.
Oh,
I mean,
God, that
is he
kid's hot.
going? Is he escalating his status, or what?
Oh yeah.
Do you see that windmill move he made on that guy?
Yep.
Back and forth. Oh, he made him look stupid. He made him look so stupid. You think Vancouver still got this?
I think Vancouver's going to take this.
It would have been nice to go up 3-0 last night.
It would have. I think it'll still. I think even in my bracket, I think I put them at 5 or 6 games for Vancouver to take it.
It's funny too. Binnington out, Allen in.
Yep. Binnington's really. I've always seen him as kind of almost like a Tuukka Rask style goalie. When he's hot, he's on it. But when he's you let get to or even Fleury, like Marc-Andre Fleury. Mm-hmm. You get 3 goals past him, you're going to put 6 past him. It's he saw a shrink about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it really helped his game. Unfortunately for us Ranger fans, it did help his game.
Yeah.
But another interesting fact about that Calder Cup playoff run. Do you remember who the Comets had to play in the first round?
I don't. Who was the first round?
The first round matchup was the Chicago Wolves.
That's right.
Guess who was in goal?
Jordan Binnington.
Jordan Binnington.
Yep.
And 3 of those games went to overtime.
That's right.
So, kind of a little deja vu for Jacob Markstrom. But hopefully he gets it done again. And
he should. I mean, Jacob Markstrom, and we said this last week too, he's been the best goalie in the league for 2 or 3 years in a row now. I mean, best goalie on an okay team. So, I mean, you can't fault him for the losses that they do take all the time. But I think he's been one of the better, if not one of the best goalies in the league the last 2 or 3 seasons.
It's really...
He's definitely an asset to have on a fantasy team, I can tell you that.
It's really amazing to see how far he's come.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just making... The Rangers aren't the only team making him look good now.
Yeah. Right.
Like when he was in Florida, he'd get 2 shutouts against the Rangers a year, and Florida would be like, oh, he could be a starting goalie. And then, of course, they had to trade him in Vancouver. Yeah. That trade doesn't look so great.
No. Not now it doesn't.
No, not at all.
Of course, Vancouver is still paying Luongo, but...
Is he after he retires?
Yeah, they're still paying. Vancouver's still paying him.
It doesn't hit the cap, though, after he retires, though.
No, I don't think it does.
I don't think so. Well, let's keep moving along in the West. Mm-hmm. Vegas, Chicago.
I mean, are there any surprises here that Vegas is up 3-0 in the series?
No. Well, no, Chicago stole one.
Oh, did Chicago steal one?
Yeah. Chicago, it's 3-1.
Okay, yeah, that's right. They got to win tonight.
They staved it off. And I expected, this is pretty much how I have my bracket going.
Yeah.
Chicago, they're too good a team. There are too many veteran players.
Yeah.
If they just rolled over and died, man, there might be I mean, I don't know if you would recognize a riot in Chicago these days, but yeah, I think Chicago's giving it a good effort, but
Vegas is just too
the
good
speed
of
of Vegas is just it's so hard to stay with.
Scott's favorite team.
Yeah, I know. The sweet Golden Knights. But yeah, Riley Smith, I mean, he's been on fire.
Yeah.
On fire, that kid. And it's still bizarre to me. I know it ticks Scott off so much, but this team of second liners.
Yeah.
They're all second liners.
Yep.
There's not especially now. Who's their first line guy? Marchessault?
I guess.
Would he be a first line guy on any other team in the league?
No.
Not to say he's not talented. He's incredibly talented, and Florida's stupid.
Yeah.
But
and Carlson.
Yeah, like these guys would not be even on the Rangers. These guys would not be on the top line.
Oh no.
So I think it's just really amazing how they just keep with that philosophy. We'll have a team full of second liners, and you can only match up with us for at least two of your lines.
Yeah.
And the other two lines are going to bite you, and that's where we win the game.
Yep.
And it's been working, man. I think teams really need to take a look at what's happening in Vegas, because the first year you're like, oh, look at how cute they made it to the final, whatever, But this is now their third season, and they are a continual powerhouse.
Yeah.
They're the number one seed over there. So
yeah,
it's really mind-boggling to me. Chicago, we expected this, right?
Yeah, I didn't. Chicago even cracking through the play-in tournament to me was actually a surprise.
Yeah, I had a feeling they were going to take Edmonton just because I think Keith is still good.
Oh yeah.
It's just like with that Montreal series. You forget these guys play half the game.
Yeah.
When you play those teams, they have that stellar defenseman. He plays half the game.
Yep.
Weber, Klingberg, and Dallas.
Yep.
And Chicago is Keith. It's just those guys. L.A. Doughty. Doughty's out there the whole.
Oh yeah, he plays
game
almost the whole game. Yeah.
He's doesn't even want to get off. So I think it was. Is a given that Vegas was going to get past Chicago. I know it's not over yet. Chicago can do the impossible. God bless them if they do, but I don't see that happening.
No, I got Vegas on this.
I give. I mean, if Chicago pushed it another game, I'd be very impressed, because you watch that game and it's like Chicago's in quicksand. You're really seeing the effects of this short camp and go.
Yeah.
Because these older guys
that's just
have so much rust, and they can only get it going in bursts.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how the Rangers were too, even.
Oh yeah.
Some of the younger guys were fast, but they could only kind of get it going in bursts.
Little bursts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carolina had it going the whole time.
Yeah.
So let's move on. My favorite series in the West, I said this was going to be the best one, is Dallas-Calgary.
You did. And you know what? I put a lot of doubt into the series. I said it was going to be boring to watch, and it was just going to be a very uneventful series. And, well, once again, the hockey gods have made me my words. This series is tied 2-2, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's been exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting.
Well,
hockey.
Scott said Pavelski's going to have to turn around. He turned it around last game, and like I said, I watched Dallas a lot this year because they were on. I had the ESPN Plus package. They were on there a bunch, and the Stars have really. It's almost like it's a real hybrid type of system between a defense transition game.
Yeah.
And they'll just perimeter you forever. But, man, the second they get a chance, very similar to, how the Blue Jackets play.
Yeah, yep.
The second they get a chance, but they're not – their offensive zone mind is different from the Blue Jackets. But their transition game is the same.
Yeah.
The defense, block them out, get the puck, move it down. But then Dallas is more of a finesse in the zone team, whereas Columbus is more board play.
Yeah.
But, man – it's been back and forth. And really, I got to say, Dallas has looked better than Calgary.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think it was Game 3. Calgary was winning with like 22 shots or something. Like, wasn't much. And Dallas, I think, needs to not beat themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you come in, you guys can't take stupid penalties. Man, some stupid penalties they've taken. Just sloppy play.
Yeah. Some
sloppy play from Dallas. I really think if Dallas had been playing at a better pace, or if they had come into this, even though they were on a losing streak, kind of going into
towards the
playoffs,
end of the season,
end of the season, but I really think they would have turned it around with those last few games and gotten it better, because they were really good this year. And man, it's really good to see. I like Dallas. I like them as a West Conference team, and they put a lot of money into that team. It's about time they start seeing some results. They have to see a result this year.
They do.
I mean, I think it's conference finals or bust for them.
Yeah.
And man, getting past Calgary would be a big step.
Yeah.
You know, and it would eliminate another Canadian team.
It would. I mean, we don't like to see Canadian teams in the playoffs anymore. Anyway, I mean,
only one I'm rooting for is Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
You know, for obvious reasons. If Vancouver won the cup, I'd be very, very happy. It also would like. I like that it kind of like would stick it to like half of Canada that hates Vancouver. Because if you like hear like how the Canadian team, almost everybody can't stand Vancouver.
No,
for some reason
they don't even count Vancouver.
They don't even like. It's almost like the disdain some people have for the Quebec or Quebecois.
Yep.
Some people have that same disdain for the BC people.
Yeah.
I think they're jealous because their weather's better than anywhere else in Canada.
Yeah, they don't really get a lot of snow in Vancouver, you know.
I think that's what it is. They're like, they don't even have those 20 words for snow we have.
It's Canada's Seattle is what it is.
Yeah, I guess so. But what do you think? I had originally picked Calgary in 7.
I think I did Calgary in 6 or 7 as well.
I did do a bracket in the Dallas League. Remember I said there was those other leagues?
Yeah. Oh, you had to find a way for Dallas to get through?
I think you get a Pavelski jersey.
Oh, nice.
Or a Klingberg. You get somebody's autographed jersey.
Wow.
Yeah. If you win that one. So I was like, I'll go for that jersey. I love the Dallas colors.
Yeah, they're great.
I actually hate that they took the black, the gold out.
Yeah.
I really liked it with the old stars and the gold.
Yeah.
But the new ones are very nice.
Yeah.
And I picked a path for Dallas to get there. Unfortunately, I was screwing around in the East, too. I don't think there's any way I win because I think I picked the Capitals in the East. I'm like, well, let's really, mix it up if Dallas is going to get to the final. I think I have Dallas playing Carolina in the final. In that one. But I do have Chicago Chicago had to beat Vegas for Dallas to not have to play Colorado in the next round. I have Dallas beating Colorado in the conference final. I'm like, I don't think they could beat them in the semi.
No.
I think by the time they got to the conference, they would have more confidence and could maybe push past
Sneak
Colorado.
around them.
Yeah, but I don't see it. But either way, I still hit Dallas in 7 against Calgary.
Did you?
Because I don't think there's any way that the series doesn't go in 7 games.
It's got to go 7.
I look at these two teams and I'm like, huh? And give Calgary credit. Cam Talbot's been outstanding.
Yeah.
But when he hasn't been, he looks not outstanding.
No, that's kind of the story of his career, too.
Yeah.
Even when he was with the Rangers, when he was good, he was great.
Really good, right?
When he played for the Rangers.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was actually kind of upset when they let him go.
I was too.
And then did he go to Edmonton first?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to Edmonton and he was okay in Edmonton.
They have no defense.
And then he's in Calgary
He's got defense. All of a sudden he's an all-star goalie.
Yeah.
That's how these things work. That's what I tell people about Martin Brodeur all the time.
Yeah.
He hit defense. Lundqvist, name his all-star defenseman for the last 20 years. You don't have one. Who are you going to have? McDonough? That's your all-star defenseman?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he made an all-star game, but
Valiquette was going on about that. Not to sidebar about stuff about Lundqvist, but when Lundqvist is on the ice, he faces like a higher percentage of harder shots
crazy.
than when any other goaltender, even on the Rangers, is on the ice.
People don't get that.
It's like as soon as Lundqvist gets in the net, the rest of the team goes,
I literally,
okay.
I told Scott, because Scott was saying something about it, and I was like, I went back through and looked through some of those rosters, and it's like, yeah, Jason Strudwick, Jed Ortmeyer. These were playoff teams, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Merrick Malik, like.
But he had that one shootout.
That one shootout was not worth much. It was worth 1 point. That's what it was worth.
Yeah.
Of course, it did give us the salute to the fans after the game. So
that did.
I'll always be happy about that. Let's get back to reality. So you're sticking with Calgary?
I'm going to stick with Calgary on it. It's still going to be 7 games.
I regret picking Calgary. I think it's going to be Dallas.
You think it's going to be Dallas?
Yeah, I regret picking it. Unless Calgary could turn it around. They seem like disjointed. You know, Monahan's good, the rest of the line stinks. Goudreau's good, the rest of the line, nah. You know, like, they're only getting it in pieces, I feel like.
Yeah.
If they could put it together, no problem. They might even do it in 6, they could put it together. But we'll have to see. Arizona, Colorado.
I'm still sticking with Colorado.
We're impressed that it's not over already.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised.
Surprised Arizona stole a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured they would.
Yeah.
I have Colorado in 5 in my bracket. That's intact. And Arizona looks good. Don't get it wrong. They look good.
Oh, yeah.
Ekman Larson's playing good. Hall's playing great. Kemper obviously is the backbone of the team.
Yeah, he's a superstar goalie. There's no way around that.
But I mean, Colorado's just too good.
Yeah.
Too good. The only weakness Colorado has is their goaltending, which has been
pretty good.
Pretty good, except for maybe the last game.
Yeah.
I think the last game he let in a stinker or two, and we hear commentary from Valiquette all the time. If you let in a low percentage shot, like 86% of the time, you lose that game.
Yep.
So they lost that game.
Yeah.
But I have full confidence Colorado
will be just fine.
I don't really think there's a lot to go over there. McKinnon, Landeskog, they're all playing great.
Yeah.
And they
Cal
look like
McCarr.
Cal McCarr, he looks great, but I'll tell you, I really wish Scott was here because he was singing his praises all year, and I'm like, you know what?
So was I. I had him on my fantasy team.
We were talking about Adam Fox and how he should also be in the caller running.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It was good point out Valiquette made a few weeks ago. Fox isn't on the power play.
No, he's not.
He's on the he made it to the second unit by the end of the season, but he wasn't on the power play for a good part of the year, and even then, he's not on the number 1 unit.
You're right.
So you change him out to the number 1 unit. Maybe he has the same numbers as McCarr did this year, but man, that kid's good.
Yeah, he is.
That kid's real good.
Really good.
And I really I don't know who can beat Colorado out of the West at this point. I think Vegas, Colorado would be really good to watch.
I think Vancouver, Colorado would be awesome to watch.
Also would be good to watch.
That's a tale of the Calder right there between Pedersen and.
Yeah, I actually have. That's how my bracket goes. Actually, Colorado versus Vancouver.
Colorado, Vancouver.
Round.
I think actually that's how mine might go.
But
too.
I picked Colorado.
I think I picked Colorado to go all the way.
So let's see. We got all the teams in the West.
Yeah.
We'll move on east.
Yeah.
Start with the jersey you're wearing, Boston Bruins. What do you think? Watch them?
I've watched a little bit of the Bruins play. I just don't have much time to really watch all the games. There's a lot of games in a day.
Yeah.
I mean, who are they? They playing the Flyers?
The Bruins?
Carolina. That's right. And Svechnikov is out hurt. He might be done for the rest of the playoffs. That really hurts Carolina.
Have you seen the videos of Martinook yelling at Svechnikov?
Yes.
And he's like, woo!
The pre-ice.
Svechnikov! Behind the scenes. Boy, did he curse him or what? People are saying he cursed him with doing that all the time.
Really? Yeah.
Fans are saying that. I saw online. Think Carolina's going to go quietly?
No. I think they've still got a lot. I mean, Sebastian Aho is still an all-star player.
He has to look like he did on that last go.
He does.
And I haven't seen it in this series yet.
No.
I don't know what happened to Carolina's energy. It's like they got all up for the Rangers because the Rangers beat them 4 times in the regular season. And then somebody said, here's Boston Bruins. A team floundering, by the way, that seems very disjointed and with not any, like, get up and go at all.
Yeah.
And Carolina comes in and snoozes around them. I feel like it's the same thing that Pittsburgh did to Montreal.
Yeah.
Don't play down to your opponent.
No.
I feel like Carolina brought it up to play the Rangers, and now they brought it down to play Boston. You're not going to get a series done that way.
No.
It's another factor I said before. You can't beat the other team if you're beating yourself.
No, that's true.
And I think that this is another instance of that. I think Carolina's getting beat by Boston, but it's not Boston doing the hard work.
No.
I mean, do you think that was dirty what Chara did with Svechnikov?
I mean, nobody wants to see a player get injured. That's the biggest thing.
The foot, like, you think that was, like, intentional? Like it was a slew foot?
I don't think it was a slew foot. I mean, Chara's never really been known to be an ultra filthy player. I mean, that's the kind of play I would expect out of Brad Marchand, but not out of Chara. I don't know though, but Chara's also 43 years old. Mm-hmm. He wants to be done. He wants to move on. So I can't make a call. I don't even know if this is his last year.
I don't think it is.
I think he's got more time on his contract. I think he might have one more year left.
I think he's got more in the tank. Tell you the truth.
Yeah.
He's so slow. Let's not get it twisted. But he stays back. He rarely gets beat. You know, and even if he does, his stick's like 22 feet long.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's like, reach the guy. Like, I think that's what it was. When you look at the play between Svechnikov and him, Chara is so much taller than him that I just feel like his knee falls at an unfortunate place for Svechnikov. I cannot say his name ever. And that he just, you know, his knee buckled.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it was. I think it's interesting because I tweeted this out. It looked very similar to what Lemieux did and got suspended for.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I'm like, Lemieux was after the play. This was like half after the play. Like it was during a net battle. Play was winding down or whatever. But think Boston's just going to roll him over? How long you think this one goes?
I still think this one will go 6 games anyway.
6?
Yeah.
Boston in 6?
Boston in 6.
I had Carolina in 5. So I think my bracket's busted on that one.
Yeah. I think I actually had Carolina winning, but I'm changing to Boston on this one.
Yeah.
Losing Svechnikov, that takes a lot of gas out of that team.
Mrazek doesn't look good.
And Mrazek doesn't look good.
Why don't they play Reimer? Reimer already got the victory against Boston.
Yeah.
I would have thought he earned himself another game.
I thought.
He got to win against the Rangers.
He got to win against the Rangers.
He got to win against Boston. Those are the only 2 wins in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
Maybe you go back to Reimer. You think he goes back to Reimer for the next game?
I think he might.
I think they played today at 3.
Yeah. I mean, Brind'Amour's not a dumb coach, I think, and he knows he's been there himself. Yeah. I think he plays
with that team.
With that team.
Yeah.
So I think he's got to give Reimer a shot. I mean, Mrazek's just not a great goalie.
He was half of the net was open.
Yeah.
It's like it's overtime, man. What are you doing? It's so aggravating to me that he was so good against the Rangers. I mean, I don't know. I think a few of those shots the Rangers took, the Rangers were like aiming for his glove.
Yeah.
Because they'd have the whole net and pop it right in there.
Yeah.
But man, Carolina does not look like they have the same energy.
It's like they're out of gas.
At all. Which is
against an old team.
Old team that also looks out of gas.
Yeah.
I mean, Boston doesn't have a lot going.
No.
Like, at all.
But I don't see. But even if Boston does win this series, I don't see him making it past the next round.
No, I don't either. That's why it's a waste to me.
Yeah.
It's a complete waste to me. And it happens to lots of teams. But in the playoffs, the better team doesn't always win.
No.
It's the team that's playing better right now.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the NHL playoffs, really.
Yeah.
It's because you could have Toronto Maple Leafs with the All-Star game team. They don't even make it in against Columbus, who's their All-Star.
Right.
May as well get to that series.
Yeah.
And what a show this series has been. Man, Cam Atkinson currently out. Unfit to play.
Yep.
Fortunately, Jamie's not here to tell us what that means. But I'm guessing he can't play.
In some aspect.
In some aspect,
he cannot play
can't
the
play. Either they're mad at him, he has COVID, he has a hangnail, I don't know.
Lower body injury.
Lower body, upper body, he has a headache, toothache, I don't know, but he's not playing.
Turf toe. That's different sport.
But these Tampa Bay Lightning, Victor Hedman's playing. I was wrong about that. Apparently, he is fine.
Yeah, he came back.
I have never seen a player go down by himself and then come back the next game fine.
A-okay.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
He smashed his stick to pieces when he was walking out of that rink. Like his season, like his career was over.
Yeah.
Like Scott's like, oh, he's coming back. I'm like, really? I don't think so. Yeah, he came back. He scored last night. He looked great.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just, it makes me so angry. Every time Kevin Shattenkirk touches the puck, in my head, I'm trying to make him explode on the ice. So if you see Kevin Shattenkirk just explode on the ice, it was me.
It was you?
Sorry, it was me. I can't stand it. I can't stand how much we're paying him to be playing for the Lightning.
For Tampa Bay, yeah.
We're paying him like $5 million to play for the Lightning.
Wasn't his cap hit $7? Isn't it going up to $7 million
so
next season?
Awful. It's bad for like the next 3 years, man.
Yeah.
It's like $5 or $6 million for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
It really is. That signing was the last worst thing that Sather
ever did. Yep.
Yeah, terrible.
And he said he wanted so bad to come play for the Rangers.
Yeah.
His dream was to play for the Rangers. He came to the Rangers. He did nothing.
Whenever anybody wants to come play for the Rangers, Sather automatically goes, well, I guess we give them extra because they want to play in New York. Oh, St. Louis only wants to come to New York? We'll give you 2 first rounders. Like, it's ridiculous. But Tampa, Columbus, what do they got to do to get back in this now? They're down 2-1.
I mean, I think I had picked Columbus.
I picked Columbus too. I picked them in 7 though.
Yeah, it was good. I picked it at a long series. I think I said 6 or 7 on mine. I mean, you can't lean as hard as they did on Korpisalo, especially in that 5 overtime game. I mean, that's just nuts. They played 2 full games of hockey. Yeah,
there was a lot going on online. Somebody was like, the Columbus Blue Jackets just played longer than the New York Rangers did the entire playoffs. And I had to go back and tell that guy he was a Canadiens fan, and I told him, I said, I don't know if math is different in Quebecois or how you have the metric system up there. The last I checked, the Rangers played 9 periods, and that game was only 8. It's a big difference, okay? It's close, but not true. Not correct. Fake news there.
I mean, did that game just take all the gas out of Columbus? Like,
they were saying, the announcers were saying, like, which team does this hurt more? And they had to play the next day.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with this schedule, but teams never play back-to-back games in the playoffs. And for some reason, the schedule makers here, even though I've been trying to go over it, I don't have any reason that these guys have to be playing back-to-back games.
No.
Is there any reason?
I don't think.
Can't you just go, wait a minute, we have 4 games going on in this arena and 4 games going on here. We take these 2 and these 2. They play on this day a week, and then every other day after that, and the other 2 play on those opposite days.
Right. And then a back-to-back.
Why does everybody have to play a back-to-back?
I don't know. I got it for the play-in round just to get it over
There's
with.
more going on.
Yeah.
I get it. You want to make the bubble smaller.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. Even though the Rangers got completely screwed by the schedule with 2 noon games a day apart.
Yeah.
And then a next back-to-back after that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was nobody had to do that schedule.
No.
Out the gate except the Rangers.
Yeah.
Nobody played
Well,
a back.
I mean, Carolina did too. But.
Right. But I mean, they had to play. You know, I think the league did it on purpose. I think the league was like, oh, the Rangers are just going to kill them. Let's get it out. Get everybody watching the Rangers real quick and get them interested.
Yeah.
And the opposite happens.
Yeah.
But I just don't see why Columbus had to come back the very next day. It had to be so demoralizing.
Oh, yeah.
To play that long on one day. And you're coming back less than 24 hours later. Got to play the same team again. Good on Columbus for, getting it done.
Yeah.
But, man, they looked tired in that game.
Oh,
Everybody looks tired in third periods.
Oh, yeah.
All across the board. Third periods, guys are dragging. The game last night, they went late. Vancouver game, those teams look dead in the third period. Not Vancouver as much as St. Louis, but St. Louis is basically just trying to play keep away in that game.
Yeah.
But what do we know about Tampa Bay? You think they're just going to steamroll it? You still think Columbus is coming out of this?
I might have to switch to Tampa taking this one. I think it still goes. It's going to be a long series. Maybe 6 games, but I got to go with Tampa.
I think without Atkinson, it looks so difficult. Like, I feel like it's so difficult. He is the motor that drives the team.
Yeah, he's their number one on that team.
He reminds me of when I watch him play a bit, although he's got way more finesse and skill, is Ryan Callahan.
Yeah.
He's got that type of drive.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't care if my finger's broken or my ankle. That's why when he's unfit to play, I'm concerned because I'm like, if it was just next to nothing, that kid be in there.
Yep.
And Tort's not holding him back.
Oh, God, no.
So something's going on with him. This is another team. I feel the Columbus getting abused without calls.
Yeah.
No calls in this series.
None.
It's really, I don't know what these refs are looking at. I really don't.
Oh, it's like we mentioned earlier, it's just inconsistency.
And at a time when it would be so easy to be consistent.
Yeah, well, you don't have a crowd distraction.
You don't have
calls,
anybody yelling at you.
Nothing.
Nobody's chirping you.
Yeah.
No, you guys are all there.
Mm-hmm.
You could all discuss how you're going to call the games.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
not like you're going home at the end of the night.
that's what
You're
I'm
all
saying.
staying on the same floor of the hotel.
They're staying together.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like one's on one floor and those guys are in their own bubble.
Yeah.
So you think maybe I might go, well, I called that a double minor the other day. They're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Well, let's just let them play.
Well, let's
just let them play until Virtanen by accident nicks a guy's skate. Then we're going to call a penalty in overtime.
Brind'Amour just got fined because of bad officiating. It's not a goal because it's either goaltender interference or a hand pass. You pick.
Yeah, well,
I pick.
Yeah. We'll come back.
Yeah,
to that.
that's in your 5-minute major.
Yeah, but the Lightning, you think, like, if they do get past this, you think they just keep going?
I think they could. Yeah. Feasibly, they could.
There's so many weapons. That's what scares me about the Lightning team. They have so many weapons. I mean, Stamkos isn't even playing.
He hasn't even played yet.
He's not even played.
Yep.
And they're doing fine.
Yeah.
And so it's like, man, if he comes back, I do not want to see another Lightning Cup.
No.
At all. That would be the worst thing in my head. Like, really. That's my nightmare scenario as the Rangers fan. Is Shattenkirk raising that cup?
Yeah.
Shattenkirk, McDonough, who's still there? Strawman got shipped out.
Girardi's
gone.
Girardi retired.
Callahan's gone.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Rangers in Tampa Bay at a time. There's like a whole line of Rangers out there. But we got to get to moving along. Montreal, Philadelphia. Series is, 2-1 right now?
Yeah, Philly.
Think Montreal's coming back in this? They're looking good.
They're a good team. Don't get me wrong. And I think next season or the season after, I think Montreal will be an actual contender. I think them being in this right now is a fluke. They got past a very floundering Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh played down to them.
Yeah, Pittsburgh played down to them. I still think the Flyers got this. Flyers are too good of a team.
Yeah, I have the Flyers going all the way, and I did have Montreal stealing a couple games in this series because Weber's and Price.
Well, yeah.
Weber and Price can steal a game apiece. Weber steals a game, Price steals a game.
Yep.
The Flyers should take the rest. Flyers dealing with some injuries. Konecny got hurt in that game. He did come back the next game. They also lost. Oh, I'm losing the name. Provorov? Did Provorov get hurt?
Yeah, I think so.
He was in the stands the other night.
Yep.
So that's a big loss. That's a real big loss.
Yeah.
But, hopefully Gostisbehere and the rest of the crew is going to hold it up.
Well, Gostisbehere has got something to prove because if he can't do it now, he's going to not be playing for the Flyers next season. He has been awful the last 2 years.
Yeah,
after that
he's looked
breakout
good in this
season.
playoffs so far.
Yeah,
though.
he has. But I think if he can't pick his game up, I thought he was going to be gone at the trade deadline. To be perfectly honest, I thought the Flyers were going to ship him then. But I think if he can't really pick it up through this playoff series, especially with Provorov off now, he'll be gone. But I still have the Flyers taking this series.
Yeah,
they're just too good of a team.
I'm not worried for Philadelphia fans out there. I'm not worried at all for Philly. I just think Philly needs to pick it up.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about these Elaine Vigneault coach teams, but, they're good a couple of games, and then they, go to sleep for a game.
Yeah.
The Rangers just do that all the time under AV.
Yeah.
It's what team's coming out tonight? Is it a team that just blasted the other team the other day, or is it a team that's going to be sleepwalking?
Yeah.
In the power play. Whoo, Philly's got to get their power play together. Mm-hmm. You can't let that many penalties go without scoring.
No.
And that's another AV thing.
Yep.
And it's and he's not even the coach of it. Michel Therrien is the coach of it in Philadelphia. And it's really? Therrien? It's what, you got cups.
Yeah.
He's got cups. He can't figure out a power play for this team.
Right.
That's got stacked defensemen.
Right.
Ridiculous. I don't think it's all been on Price. Price has been good. But he hasn't had to be super Price.
No.
He's been good. Don't get it wrong. He's an all-star goaltender, but
yeah,
I think we still got Philly.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we got left?
Yeah, the Isles and the Caps.
Isles, Caps on the brink
of going home.
Going home without even a victory.
Yeah.
Think they're going to get swept?
I didn't see this becoming a sweep. I didn't think this would have been a sweep.
I had it 7. I had the Islanders.
I had the Islanders, and I had it at 7.
Islanders, but I had 7.
Yeah, so did I.
It's a Metro Division battle. And we know how the Capitals do. They never let you leave easily.
Oh, no.
I think in all the series the Rangers played with them in the playoffs, I think all of them went to 7. Except for 1.
Yeah.
And
I think that one was still 6.
6, yeah. So
I just think Barry Trotz has got the Caps number. He coached the team. He got a cup with them.
He knows all those guys.
He went the Islanders. Sure. He knows the team inside and out. And I just think he's coaching, and it's the same thing we were saying about Columbus. Who's the superstar on the Islanders? Isn't that what I've said all season? They have great depth.
No, I know.
But there is not one guy breaking out.
I said
Barzal,
and I also said Beauvillier.
Yep.
I said do not
sleep on
Beauvillier.
Sneaky. Yeah.
He's sneaky good. And who keeps scoring? Beauvillier.
Yep.
Barzal got the overtime winner last night. Did you see that goal?
Yes, I did.
Holy, he blew past everybody.
Yeah, he did.
Like, and there was another one before that, JG Peugeot.
Yeah.
He blew past 3 Capitals on the way to the puck.
Yep.
Like from the neutral zone, just like they were standing still. Like he was on the tram in an airport and they were standing next to it.
Yeah.
Like he just went right in. If he had scored on that, it would have been great. But the Isles look like, I mean, they look like they're firing on all cylinders.
And that team was perfect to fall right into the Trot system of play. Heavily defensive team, you know, and getting Peugeot at the trade deadline. That's everything's coming up Islanders, and I think Washington still might pull one out, but it's going to be the Islanders.
I mean, even if they pull out the next 2,
yeah,
you think they're going to pull out 4?
No way.
It's so hard.
It is.
What, 3 teams have ever done it?
Yeah, and
I don't think when you look at the current roster of the Capitals and the way they're playing specifically, they don't look like the 2012 Kings to me.
No.
You know what I mean?
And not having Samsonov, I think that really hurt him. Can you really depend on I can't remember his name right now. It's right there.
The defenseman?
Goalie.
For the Holtby?
Washington. Holtby. Can you really depend on Holtby anymore at this point?
You know what, man? I got to say, Holtby looked awesome yesterday. You watch
and
those,
he can be.
You watch those highlights, and you're like, oh, this game was 2-1 in overtime. But you watch the highlights, and you're like, oh, this game should have been like 6-1 Isles.
Yeah.
And that's bad for the Capitals.
Yeah.
When Holtby's your best guy, because the rest of you look terrible.
Yeah.
And Ovi, has he disappeared or what?
He does kind of look like he's sleeping out there. And maybe Trotz is like, hey, just let us skate by through this one, you know?
You think Ovi would let that happen? But, yeah, he looks old.
He looks. For the first time this season. I mean, even if you count.
For the first time ever, really.
For the first time ever.
To me, he looks really old. He looks like he doesn't really want to be there.
No.
He looks like he's got other stuff going on. I don't know. You know,
I think the time off with his family, because I mean, NHL on Instagram constantly reposts him doing stuff with his daughter, and then they just had another kid.
Yep.
I think going back to
one
play.
Of those. He was
playing hockey in the driveway. Yeah,
it's cute.
I think it was just after all the stuff that he had during the time off, coming back to it. I just think it was a distraction for him. And I think if the playoffs had started normally, the Caps would be in a much different position now. But
absolutely,
I think for Ovi having that time off with his family really kind of hindered his play. You know,
I agree 100%. That's pretty much it. And I think that a lot of these Capitals have played. I mean, people talk about the Lightning and all these other teams, how much hockey they played. How much hockey has the Capitals played?
A lot.
In the last 5 years.
Yeah.
They've gone deep all those years. They won the Cup that other year. Of course, we know how hard they partied in the offseason.
Some say Ovi's still drunk to this day.
Yeah. So I just don't see them. I think they're done. I think I'll sweep them.
Yeah.
I think they're done. I don't think that Islanders team's not going to be like, we'll just mail this one in, give them one. No, they're coming for blood. They're coming for blood. They want to have 8 on a stick.
Yeah.
They want 8 10 on a stick when they're done with that series. But you alluded to a goal earlier that we wanted to get to. What game was that again?
That was the Carolina in the Carolina series.
Carolina.
Yeah.
We have a couple of them in that series.
Yeah.
Because there's one. Yeah. Okay. So Mrazek. Here's the scenario. Mrazek covers the puck. Guy kicks the puck out with his blade as Mrazek's covering the puck. His glove is on the puck. It's not like he missed it or anything like that. And then they go by. Hit the stick, comes out, they get it in. Brind'Amour goes for what?
He called.
Here's the
Yeah.
He can only tell them to challenge for one specific thing.
Yeah.
The ref has to come over and be like, we called it a goal.
Yeah.
The ref comes over and doesn't say anything.
No.
And Brindamore's asking him questions. The ref will not respond. So Brindamore goes, well, if Mrazek had it, it's goaltender interference. But before that, it got knocked down with a hand.
Yeah, so it's a hand pass.
So if you're saying Mrazek didn't have it, then that should have been blown dead for a hand pass.
Yeah.
Because the Carolina guy gets it off his teammate's glove. So he goes, he challenges for the hand pass.
Yeah.
And they tell him, wasn't a hand pass. It's a goal because there was no hand pass because Mrazek had the puck.
So then it's goaltender interference.
So then it's goaltender interference. Didn't we get past this last year? I thought this was the new review. That, like, the ref can, you know, if he sees something wrong, that they can fix it.
Yeah. I don't.
And that game is being played where?
Toronto.
Toronto.
Literally where it's reviewed.
Literally where the team is that reviews these things. How do they get this wrong in such a pivotal moment?
Yeah. That could have changed that game.
It changes the series.
Changes the whole series. Yeah. And Brindamore got fined.
And they find the guy.
Yep.
If I was Brindamore the next game, I'd be like, well, I didn't think $25,000 was enough. So let me tell you this, referees. Like, you know what I mean? I would have gone back. I really would have. Because I can't stand the NHL protecting these guys like this.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. These refs. How about the in overtime, Hedman takes down the breakaway. No call. Mm-hmm. Did you see that one?
Yep.
And then they go, oh, well, his hand was on his back, not around. Check the replay, please. Check the replay. Yes, his left hand is on his back. And where's that right hand? It's wrapped around, Milbury. That's a penalty. You can't do that.
Right.
If there was any other game, that would have been a penalty shot. Mm-hmm. Any other game.
Yep.
But in playoff overtime, you go, well, it was only Atkinson on a breakaway. Was it Atkinson? I think it was Atkinson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only on a breakaway. Clear breakaway, by the way. Clear breakaway.
Yeah, which definitely 100% should have been a penalty shot.
100% that should have been a penalty shot. And they go, oh, what a great job by him. And these announcers.
Break up the play.
These announcers are ridiculous. Pierre literally said the other night, oh, he got hit with an inadvertent high stick. There's no such thing. The only time a high sticking penalty is allowed where it's not called is when, do you know?
I don't know.
Follow through of a shot. If you take a shot, they don't expect you to hold your stick.
Stop. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody can do that. You got to take the whole shot. So if your follow through of your shot hits a guy, it's not supposed to be a call because nobody can stop that. You know, it's just unfortunate. That's called an incidental high stick.
Yeah.
When you're by the goal or behind the net or skating around and you get clipped on the nose, there's no inadvertent high stick there, Pierre. That's a penalty.
Yeah.
By the letter of the law, that's a penalty.
I can't remember what series it was in where I think it might be in the Lightning series. A guy high sticked his own player and the refs called the penalty on the other team for high sticking.
Yeah. Yeah. Because half the time, all you got to do is go, oh,
yeah.
Oh, we got to call it. But I couldn't believe that they actually had the nerve to say that on the air.
No,
usually when there's a call miss, they'll be like, well, ref's letting him play or whatever.
Yeah.
But to actually go ahead, Pierre, and say it was an inadvertent high stick makes you the jackass of the week.
Pierre.
Like, of all time, really. But come on.
Yeah.
These refs, I don't know. I've complained about them before. In fact, last week I was going to say I'm at ease. I've given up trying to understand what they're doing. You know, just let them go. I have to let the stress go. There's too much stress in the world right now. I have to let my referee stress go because it's maddening what they're doing. Maddening. Can't take it, but I love the game.
Oh, yeah.
Love the game. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, that's it for this week.
Got probably a bunch of these series are going to be finishing up in the next couple of days.
Yeah, we'll be on to the
we'll be on maybe the next round.
next
It'll
week.
be starting.
Yeah.
It'll be starting by next week. The way they're pushing the back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Those are great schedule makers. But we'll call it a day, and we will get out of here. And, of course, for Yoshi, I want to thank you for coming in today, since nobody else would.
Yep.
Thanks to Todd, our producer here today, for running the board. Appreciate that. And, of course, keep tuned to the D for all your other programming. Thank you very much. And mygaragebar.com, and we will see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Later.